were indeed being broken and that a new kind of cinema?
No, I don't think so. I think we were so young then, and you know, it was just some incredible experience. We knew that it was good. We knew, working on the set, we knew each day something was happening that was special, but we could never have guessed, you know, that it would be the beautiful classic film that it is. I'm very honored to be a part of it. I mean, Arthur Penn, such a great director, and Warren Beatty, never underestimate Warren Beatty. He is so strong and fights so hard for what he wants. And it was just a great experience. And then here in Texas, too, in Dallas. So nice to be back.
Now, you're originally from Florida, so you're used to heat.
Yeah, I'm used to heat and humidity.
But was there something about that particular Texas season that made you think, my goodness, this is warm?
Well, yeah, and maybe I didn't answer your question so thoroughly before. I've been thinking a lot about Bonnie and Clyde today, since we saw that brief clip last night, and you know, the arc of the film and what happened to these characters, leading to this Bonnie statement about, I thought we were going somewhere, and this is it. We're just going. And then running through the cornfield, wanting to see her mother, going to see her mother in this mystical, you know, foggy kind of place that you can't quite touch, you can't quite get into. It was a brilliant scene, really. And Bob told me actually that was something that Arthur came up with, so I'm glad that happened. But that was a nice scene, a really special scene, a poignant scene. And Bonnie realized at the end of it that she was not going to be able to come home again.
So this is something that isn't immediately obvious until you really pay attention to it. Bonnie is very much the brains of this outfit.
Well, she is, yeah. She's kind of the guts too. She taunts him with the gun, as we saw. Yeah.
But she is the one, as you say, who's fully aware of the fact that they really aren't living up to their press clippings. They really are in some ways smaller than life, and yet she helps solidify the legend.
She does with that poem that she wrote. Yeah, it's the arc of the film. I mean, I think that he's very important. He goes through his own journey, which was an interesting journey then. It wasn't this bang-up male figure there, but it was a sensitive guy who wasn't quite sure where his sexuality was. And Bonnie was maybe frustrated by that as the kind of, you know, energetic woman that she was, a young woman actually. But he was also very important, and Estelle, you know, Blanche, and the wonderful Gene Wilder. Gene Wilder was so wonderful, but also Gene Hackman. So it was a company of actors that were so special, and I guess I played her role, you know. She did, as you say, she wanted more. She wanted to make legends of themselves. That's why when she realizes in that the first moment, the moment that changes everything, that some writers call it the inciting incident, I think. It's a moment that happens when nothing in your life will ever be the same again. And it was that banker last night in the clip that gets shot, a knee-jerk reaction by Warren, and it shocked me when I saw it as well. But from then on, it was, you know, fast, and, you know, the wonderful music they used, and the cars running around, and then trying to create some kind of legend, trying to create some kind of meaning to what they were doing. It was kind of, there was some movie star aspect of them as well. They wanted to be legend, they wanted to be bigger than life, and they were. So all of that was happening at the same time, and running through it is this thread that Bonnie one day is going to realize that this is no answer. That this is, you know, as she said, I thought we were going somewhere, this is it. When she goes back, can I just say this one more time? I've said it a couple of times today, but that moment with her mother, first of all, the moment in the cornfield where she's racing, and that's a tracking shot. That's not, you know, some crane coming in. It's a tracking shot. And
the cloud appears almost magically.
Exactly, by magic. Good.
And it was like a pure accident.
Yeah, a pure accident, but it happened. I think Arthur used it a couple of times. Yeah. I would too. But, you know, Bonnie running and Clyde catching her and falling to the ground. She talking about it. She wants to see her mother. And then they go back to this, you know, this place with all the sand dunes and mystery and things you can't quite touch anymore. I love that about it. And then the moment that I'm kind of proud of, most for me in that film, is I thought of this whole thing of going back to see your mother and how much she wanted to do that, and how much she wanted to return to some kind of security that might have been a part of childhood. And she put a necklace around her neck, and I pulled my hair back. I think it was an effort to, you know, control feelings that might have been coming up. And my hair was clasped, I had this thing, I wanted to give it to my mother. And as we were going, Warren said, "Don't you worry, Mama," whatever the last name was. She said, "We're going to, what was my Parker, Mama Parker, we're going to be back here, and we're going to see you a lot more often." And that wonderful, you know, extra, she is not an actress. She says, "You better not do that, Clyde. You do that and you won't live long." But it was shocking. And I had just taken this necklace off to give it to her, and my hair had come loose, which I had planned. And it was blowing in these winds that were there. So here's this image of this woman who has lost it and doesn't even have her hair to tie back. So it's a little kind of bluntly stated there, but this image of a kind of lost person. So I liked that as a punctuation to that scene. So
now, I'm going to have to give a spoiler here.
Okay.
You two don't make it till the end of the movie. I'm sorry, folks. This is. Yeah, I heard you go, yes, spoiler, yes. But the day you were going to film the death scene,
yeah.
what was that like the night before? It's like, we're doing that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Is it too late for me to get that job in my cousin's dry cleaning store? I mean, you know.
It wasn't anything like that. I mean, it is intense. It is completely, there were little charges sewed into the dress and with invisible wires off camera, and they were detonated, the wires were pulled, and I had to take the impact of the bullet and consecutively like that. And it was an act of death, wasn't it, really? And Warren also. So I think we had to do that twice, as I recall. It was twice, but it was in the end, you know. And the whole thing, I suppose, if I'm honest, the whole notion of having to do the scene was not easy but it was very effective.
Now, in real life, Bonnie and Clyde were actually folk heroes in their own time. They were looked upon as folk heroes.
Yeah, that's good.
And during the Depression era, of course, the two most popular genres of movies were gangster movies and musicals.
Yeah.
So in 1967, here comes the movie about Bonnie and Clyde. And for some people, they were looked upon as not just outlaws, but almost revolutionaries. In a way, they were folk heroes again.
That's interesting, yeah. Were they really? I think so, with all those pictures in the paper and, you know, trying to catch them and everything.
Oh, she became a fashion icon with the beret.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, that's a very talented costume designer, and Bonnie actually wore the beret in one of the photographs. She wasn't quite as glamorous as our Bonnie was. He had a great phrase, and Arthur too, the mythic aspects of the characters. Funny how those memories come back to you. That it dealt with that as opposed to the, you know, documentary aspects of it. So, and it was that. It was aspiration, and it was the desire to be somebody and to get away from this terrible, you know, depression life that they were living when they didn't have anything, no excitement, no love. And so it's about hope in many ways, I think. It's about aspiration, and yet you realize that in searching for all of that and the folk hero that you talked about, that in so doing, you're not going to make it. We're just going. We're just doing that, and we were outcasts as well.
One final question about this. Now, I had a chance to talk to Arthur Penn some years ago.
Yes.
He's no longer with us. But in the course of the conversation, we got onto the idea that, you know, well, he told me, now, you know, Joe, I have made other movies than Bonnie and Clyde. I mean, that's the movie everybody wants to talk with. And I said, well, okay, Arthur, if I were to do a tribute to you, a film festival tribute, but I couldn't show Bonnie and Clyde, which film would you want me to show? And without hesitation, he said, Little Big Man, another film.
That was a great film. Yeah.
So what was it like being the Lady of God?
It's a delicious character. She just, you know, had all of this going on and really was very pull toward this young man. And she actually worked, I think she did work in a prostitute, a brothel. And then I think it got terrible, not unlike Bonnie. When she was in the brothel later on in her life, she hated it. She liked it when there was the temptation and she could have the evil behind the religion and, you know, feel naughty, I suppose. But she didn't like it when she sort of really had to play that life, I think. But it was a lovely part because it had those aspects to it, you know. And you could play those levels where she's very attracted and can't take her hands off, you know, Dustin and all of that. And at the same time, she has to say no. But that was the attraction for Mrs. Pembroke. She wanted to have that dichotomy, that, you know, that she couldn't do that forbidden sort of thing. So,
I wonder if you have any idea how many times I've dreamed of you telling me how naughty you are.
Thank you.
Instead of waiting to have an award to bestow on you, but since, you know, you are indeed.
But, you know, did we want to talk just for a moment about those movies of that time? Because
All right.
spoke, just for a second,
yeah.
We spoke of that last night, and it really made me think. And
we were in a public place when we were talking.
But I'm going to see the film tonight because they were classic films. They were works of art. You know, not only Bonnie and Clyde, but Network and Chinatown. But Jane Fonda did this wonderful. I forget who directed that. The Depression era film that Jane did was they danced all the time. It was wonderful. Don't you remember?
Oh yeah. Oh, they shoot horses, don't they?
They shoot
Sidney
horses,
Pollack,
don't they?
who worked with later on for 3 Days of Thunder.
Wonderful. So there were, I mean, there are great movies made now too, but what do we make of it all, James? I mean, those films aren't made anymore. I don't think. I mean, I love a lot of films, the Amy Adams film, and I love Kate Blanchett so much, what she does. There are special films, obviously, and film is still an art to many, many people. I mean, it's not all about the, you know, hero figures and that kind of thing. Right?
Well,
what do you think?
Would you say that, you know, there are more movies and there are more media through which we can enjoy them?
Yeah.
I mean, you and I were talking last night about
Exactly.
how it seems that cable, it seems like streaming services.
Yeah, the whole streaming itself from Netflix and Hulu and all of that it's the computer age, isn't it? It's all. I mean, that's a possibility though to get good material out there. Many avenues that you can do. Not that, I mean, this is a special kind of movie, and there were a lot of those, not enough perhaps. But we have a different age now. You have to find what you can do that.
What is the best of times? What's the worst of times? It's so much easier now to see classic movies, your films, you know.
Well, it is, yeah.
I tell you, I show Bonnie and Clyde every semester. And I tell students, you know, the first time I saw Bonnie and Clyde was at a second-run theater, and the print was all scratched up, and you know, it had been around for a while. And now you're seeing it in better shape. You will see it in better shape tonight than I saw it back in 1967.
I wonder if this is the French at the Cannes Film Festival did another remastered it, and probably this is it. But I'm sure the value, you know, the quality will be so high.
But it's a classy film festival. I'm sure they do. And speaking of classic, now we have an award.
Right.
But they decided that, you know, they didn't want their classy award to be given out by some yabo like me. So we're bringing out a special guest. May I reintroduce you to Mr. Robert Benton.
Mr. Robert Benton. So sit down. We have another one to talk about. I know you do.
I thought I was being paid by the word. It wasn't true. So I'll make my remarks much more succinct this evening.
Oh, okay. You got some remarks?
You need me to sing? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hold it.
I'll hold it.
things.
No.
You said the most wonderful things about me this morning. Say that again.
Now, I run off the stage with you right now.
Let's have it, let's have it.
I won't get hurt. All right. To Faye, who has more than earned this great and loving honor. Okay?
Thank you so much. Wow.
All right?
So we're going to go to the, is this the screening here?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So I
Great.
think
We're
we've
going to
talked
take our
about-
seats then.
It's time to listen to Bonnie and Clyde.
I love this. Okay.
All right.